Welcome to The Explainer. So, what if our whole search for happiness, the promotions, the new car, the endless achievements, what if it's all completely backwards? Today, we're digging into the radical idea from the Dalai Lama's incredible book, The Art of Happiness. And that idea is that real, lasting joy isn't something you find out there. It's a skill you actually have to train inside yourself.
All right, so here's our roadmap. First, we're going to look at the paradox of happiness and why our usual approach just doesn't work. Then we'll pinpoint where true joy actually comes from. After that, we'll uncover what the Dalai Lama calls the master key, and we'll walk through the actual steps for training your mind. And finally, we'll explore the wild science of how your inner peace can literally change the world around you.
Okay, let's dive right in with the big one. The question that, honestly, drives pretty much everything we do.
Think about it. We chase the answer through our careers, our relationships, our goals, always hoping that the next thing will be the thing. But see, according to the Dalai Lama, we're just making it way too complicated. The real purpose of life? It's a lot simpler than all that. And at first, that sounds, well, obvious, right? Of course. But if it's really that simple, if happiness is what we're all after, then why is it so incredibly hard to hold on to?
Well, the core problem is that we're looking at all the wrong places. Most of us are taught to chase happiness out in the world. The next raise, a bigger house, finding the perfect partner. This idea, it just flips that script completely. It argues that lasting happiness is an inside job.
And that brings us to the book's central game-changing idea. Happiness isn't some prize you win at the end of a race, it's a skill you develop. Seriously, think of it like a muscle inside of you that just gets stronger and stronger the more you train it. So what that really means is that all the stuff happening around us, it doesn't actually hold the keys to our joy. Our mind does. Our perspective, our attitude. That's the real control panel for happiness. And you know what? There's great science to back this up. Just look at studies of lottery winners. Yeah, there's that initial thrill, but almost always they drift right back to their original level of happiness. It just proves that those external highs are only temporary. The real lasting change comes from training the mind. And this is the principle at the very heart of it. An undisciplined mind. It gets thrown around by every negative comment, every traffic jam, every bad day. But a disciplined mind, it can hold on to its inner peace no matter what's going on. So what's the most powerful tool for building that kind of discipline? Well, the answer reveals what the Dalai Lama considers the single most powerful practice you can have for a disciplined, happy mind. And I'm willing to bet it's not what you're expecting. Just look at the beautiful symmetry there. This isn't about selfless sacrifice or being a martyr. The book argues that practicing compassion is the most direct path to your own happiness. It's a total win-win for the human heart. Now, it's really important to get this right. We're not talking about some fleeting, warm and fuzzy feeling. Here, compassion is defined as a deliberate mental posture, an active choice you make to orient your mind toward wanting others to be free from pain. And this is where the idea gets incredibly powerful. Compassion is like a bridge between our inner world and the outer world. It's the one practice that builds our own sense of peace, while at the exact same time, it helps tackle some of society's biggest problems, from conflict to division. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? How do we go from just understanding compassion to actually practicing it and training our minds for happiness every single day? Well, the book lays out a super clear 5-step process. It all starts with learning, just recognizing which of your emotions help you and which ones hurt you. From there, you build a real conviction that change is possible. Then comes determination, the commitment to actually do it. Then you take action with specific practices. And finally, and this is the key, you apply consistent effort over time. It's not a quick fix, it's a gradual rewiring of the mind. And hey, if you're sitting there skeptical thinking, can people really change that much? Well, get this. The Dalai Lama himself admits he had a terrible temper when he was a kid. It was through decades of this exact kind of practice that he transformed his own mind. It's just proof that inner peace is a skill you can learn, not some special gift you're just born with.
And this isn't just ancient philosophy. Modern science is totally backing it up. One study on a training program based on this book found that people showed a huge drop in what psychologists call trait anxiety. That's basically your default day-to-day stress level. The training literally lowered their anxiety baseline.
So all this inner work, it doesn't just stay bottled up inside you. The peace and compassion we build within ourselves has a real, tangible effect on the people in the world all around us.
A really powerful example is his visit to Northern Ireland, right in the middle of the conflict there. He actually brought victims from both warring sides into the same room, something that seemed absolutely impossible at the time. And by just listening with true compassion, seeing every single person as just a human who wants to be happy, he managed to diffuse the tension and create a space for genuine connection. Now, this whole ripple effect idea, it's not just a nice metaphor. Scientists have actually studied how happiness spreads through our social networks, and they've even been able to put a number on it.
And that number is 6%. Just let that sink in for a second. The happiness of a friend of a friend of a friend, someone you've probably never even met, can increase your chances of being happy. Your inner state isn't just your private business. It's like a signal you're constantly broadcasting. Happiness is literally contagious.
And all of this leads to a pretty stark and powerful conclusion. This inner work, it isn't just some feel-good self-help strategy. In a world as interconnected as ours, cultivating compassion isn't a luxury. The Dalai Lama argues it's a basic necessity for our very survival.
So the real challenge here isn't just to understand all this, but to actually act on it. The work doesn't begin tomorrow. It starts with your very next thought. The art of happiness is a practice, and that practice begins right now.